I'm Michelle Terrell, and I facilitate the Attraction Studio. I put out a weekly blog, video blog, on subjects concerning sex, power, and relationships between the opposite sex. So thanks for hanging out for a little bit, and check out my other videos as well. Today I wanted to talk about this concept of praising men and why men need praise and why they thrive on it, and talk a little bit about why women are withholding that potentially. You can disagree with me if you want and think that that's not going on, but for 15 years now I have counseled and heard the stories of a lot of really quality, great men. And over and over, I'm getting the message that they're not getting the amount of genuine compliments, praise, and just this radiant support being poured out onto them like they would like, which of course includes sex. So men are coming to me complaining they're not getting enough sex, and I'm listening to their stories and I'm thinking, you know, that's a huge part of it. That's big. That's one of the biggest ways that women can support, inspire, and nurture men, is to give them everything they have, including their enthusiasm about wanting them sexually. And there's a lot of withholding of that going on. And so then I'm looking further into that, and I'm looking at just this idea of verbally praising a man and why that's not going on. So if we just can look at that, which is a little less heated and controversial potentially, and then translate that into why are people having sexually dead marriages at such an alarming epidemic rate in this country. So let's look at my two reasons, my theories on why women are not showing up with verbal praise and inspiring men in that way. Number one, I think women have been socialized to be fearful of this, because if they turn over that much power, if they build a guy up like that, then he will injure her in some way. And I've been working with guys for 15 years now, and I just don't see, they worry about this too. They think they're going to be big bullies if they step into their masculinity, and it's like, nah, really, you're a really good, sweet, wonderful, loving man. And what I hear them saying is, I have a desire to really connect. And I just don't see that that the majority of men on the planet are interested in injuring and hurting and doing angry things against women. I think if we brought our sexy and our passion and our love and our admiration and our verbal praise and our touch and nurturing babies and not being resentful about that, and cooking great food and all of those things that women can bring to fortify a man and help him do well in the world, that we'd have a better place to live. I mean, it's like, how could that result in anything bad other than you've got a fear about men? Well, that's a primal base operating system in all women, that we hear a deep voice and we stand to attention. We're like, that man could hurt us and hurt our young, or make it so that we can't get back to our young. So we've got a primal piece that we need to recognize about that. But if you're conscious, if you're aware and evolved as a woman, you're not going to let that fear keep you from saying to a man, that was awesome. I love how you do that, and I feel really good when you do that for me, or when I see you interacting that way with our children or with other men, just being boyish and playful, or whatever it is that makes them, guys are guys. And if we value that and appreciate that, the compliments about that should come naturally, I think. So if we can, as women, work on our fear of turning over too much power, and then men are going to abuse us with that. If we could work on that, however you want to do that, I've got some ideas about how to do that, but you could get into a place of being fear-free, have fearless interactions with men, and everybody's getting what they need. The other reason that I think women withhold is they think that men are being childish and needy when their approval and respect needs kind of rise up in them. And this is true. There are a lot of really weak men, and that are being childish and needy and not doing what they're supposed to, and not stepping into their masculinity the way that would serve everyone the most. This is true, okay? But even among those men, if they knew that there was a payoff, they would want to, they would get motivated to. And how are they going to get motivated to man up and to be their most powerful selves? Well, if women create motivation. We've got all these great gifts. We've got boobies, and we've got this aesthetic, amazing thing, and our sexy, and our humor, and our ability to bring life, and all those things that we could see as more valuable. See the value in, I was born female, and what power I have in the world that is the most potent and significant is to serve a man to be his very best so he can serve the world. And just by saying that, I mean, I'm kind of feeling it inside of myself that I'm saying something like I'm selling out women somehow by saying that. Why? Why would this not be the most honorable, amazing thing we could do with our lives? So maybe if we could stop seeing men as being childish and weak and selfish because they want praise and they want to hear that from us, maybe we could start seeing ourselves as being powerful and having that influence, and seeing that if we can help him let go of his warring tendencies, his post-traumatic stress from the day, and we can nurture him and take care of him in these kind of domestic, feminine ways, that he's going to go out into the world and do a better job of things. And he's going to bring back this prosperity to our home and our children. And how can this be wrong? How could this be anything other than this beautiful design that we're all kind of running counter to for some reason? And I just want to encourage men and women to think about this and consider getting in the flow of what it means to be male, what it means to be female, and that neither part has to be diminished. We can complement and radiate our joy, have a man see that we see him and we admire him, and not have to feel fearful, and not have to feel like we're somehow dealing with reinforcing childish behavior or weakness, but see that the end result could be these really empowered, amazing men, and trust that, and go with that, because the alternative doesn't seem to be working out. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there and see if it resonated with anyone other than me in the world, and encourage everyone to go out there and find some things about each other that are amazing, and let people know. Express that to other people, and make the world a better place, and know that you've got a power within you to influence others, even though you might not feel that way. You might feel really ineffectual in your life, in your masculinity and your femininity, but fake it till you make it. Just start putting it out there that way and see what happens. Do a little social experiment, see what goes on. I have. This is how I do my life now, and it's significantly better than it was 10 years ago when I did it very differently. When I did it the way of the world. I do it this alternative kind of way now, and I think it's the way to go. Feels good. I love it. And sex is a lot better. A lot better. So anyway, thanks for hanging out, and check out my other videos, and drop me an email if you have suggestions about what you'd like me to cover on the next video. Alright, thanks for hanging out. Bye.